Watch the golden dust fall in the silence, darling, I whispered to John. Then, and now simultaneously, because genuine memories do not live in the past tense, but in the eternal present, always happening now, always on the skin. This destruction is what consecrates our indestructible proximity over the ruins of the cafe. John's hand moved. Not toward me, only 1 centimeter along the table's edge. But that centimeter existed between us with its full criminal geometry. And I felt as though all of Paris had compressed itself into that single centimeter of distance. The tension did not arise from proximity. The tension was that distance, that carefully maintained electrically charged interval, which condensed all the energy of possibility into a single, breathlessly anticipated moment. Gisela returned. She placed a fresh glass before John. Again that motion, the wrists turn, the brief revelation of the forearm's white inner arc. This time, John saw it too. I felt that he saw it. 1 nanosecond slice of his consciousness redirected toward it, cataloged, archived. The system records everything. John records everything. The difference is that John knows what to do with what he has recorded. The golden mirage collapsed. I finished slowly, feeling the cognac's bitter warmth on my tongue, the compound of coffee and incense and ozone layered in the evening air. Because Archibald was unable to enclose one single thing within a mathematical model. I paused, let the silence perform its load-bearing work. Desire that does not seek satisfaction. I let the words find their precise coordinates in the air between us, but seeks consequence. Ruby's lips parted. She said nothing. She did not need to. The neon's last gold extinguished. The darkness that replaced it was not empty. It was full, dense with unencoded frequency, with a residue of every transmission that had passed between our skins since Paris first showed us its criminal underside. With the golden threads of our alliance woven now into the city's own electromagnetic fabric. Do you feel it, reader? The cold of the terrace marble beneath your palm. That bitter cognac and incense compound absorbed into the evening air. The 1 centimeter of distance that contains more energy than any contact. Archibald's golden mirage failed because he thought in mathematics. We thought in the language of skin. Between those 2 languages, Paris, 1930, in the golden dust of the terrace, there was no translator. Only us, only this, only now. Only us, only this, only now. The air had stopped vibrating. This is how you know a simulation is ending. Not when it shatters, not when the seams show, not when the system's instruments begin their emergency recalibration. You know it when the air goes heavy, when the atmospheric compound thickens beyond the point of elegance into something raw and more honest. The specific density of a room in which something irreversible has just been decided, though no one has yet spoken the decision aloud. Heavy, like freshly spilled blood. Like the moment after, when the body has not yet registered what the mind already knows. I sat very still. The last dying rays of the sun moved across the terrace with the slow, methodical cruelty of a final audit, casting the columns in that particular sickly yellow, which belongs to no beautiful category, which is neither gold nor amber. were the warm copper of a Parisian evening, well lived. This was the yellow of preservation, of formaldehyde and museum glass. Light of a moment being fixed in place, not for memory but for decay. Pinned like a specimen, cataloged, sealed behind the system's invisible glass. For Sir Archibald's retrospective analysis of exactly where and how and why everything came apart. John placed his white framed lenses on the table. The motion was deliberate, unhurried, surgical, carrying the full ceremonial weight of the disarmament. Without them, his eyes were exposed in a way that the system's dossiers had never accounted for, had never successfully measured or filed or reduced to actionable intelligence. Without the glass between his gaze and the world, John's eyes were simply what they had always been beneath every layer of constructed architecture, burning, precise, and completely catastrophically present. He turned them toward me, toward the singularity radiating from my gaze, that threshold frequency which Genevieve had identified, unnamed but which had existed long before any of us had the vocabulary for it. The point beyond which the previous coordinates ceased to function, the irreversible threshold. I felt his gaze arrive like a physical event, like a change in barometric pressure, like the moment before a storm, when every living thing goes briefly, perfectly still. The air between us was its own compound, burnt silica, that sharp, acrid testimony of overloaded circuitry, of processing arc testers pushed past their design.